All right.
Three ladies, the power of Craig work.
All right. Oh, I had to work like 20 feet.
Power
All right.
means from Craig compels you.
Y'all can sit wherever you like.
Oh, okay.
Front row right there.
Sure.
All right. There's really no reason to have a microphone. We're all friends here. Right?
Right.
I'm your friend, Craig.
That's right. Well, we'll get started now, right? 'Cause why not? So, a little backstory here. Marcus Beer, I think I mentioned this to you out there, but Marcus Beer, known as the Annoyed Gamer, he has a double hernia and was unable to make it because he has to go into surgery next week. It was like he just found out. So Sean was like, "Oh crap, Marcus isn't going to be here." I said, "Cool. Well, just put me in the pants spot and I'll figure it out." So what I thought would be really fun to do today would be to potentially play SGC matchmaking. Yay! So, quick show of hands. This will be fun, and feel free to tweet to other people here at SGC if they're looking to, say hi to Mike. Quick show of hands. Who is single here? All right, so we're working with this half of the room. If I ignore you guys, please, it's okay, no. All right, so real quick, raise your hands once again. All the guys, raise your hand. All right, and all the characters. What's up? What's up, dog? Awesome. All right, cool. And the ladies who are single. That was awesome. Okay, real quick. Say what you said on the way out there when I asked, I said, "Hey, do you have a boyfriend?"
He said he's not here.
You said, "Well, not here, I don't." That is such a con answer. I love it. That's horrible. It's being taped for the internet. All right. So let's see. So my job here is to. I'm literally going in this with no plan, right? So like I've seen a few dating games, right? So I figured that's what we do, right? So that'd actually be kind of fun. Let's do that. All right. How about this? Let's start with you on the end. What's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie? All right, Stephanie. Can you walk out the room for a second? Yeah, just walk out the room.
Walk out?
Yeah, walk out the room.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to come in. Don't leave. Okay?
Don't leave, but go outside.
All right. She's like got out and was like, "Come out of here." All right, and where are my single guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love the sound guys like, "What's up? What's up? Yeah." All right, let me see one more time. I'm trying to get a good idea here. All right, let's go. All right, let's go with the Zelda guy in the back. Love that. Sure, why not? And yeah, come on. All right, we're gonna do a little dating game here. Okay? We're actually going to like hide you guys, right? Yeah. So we're literally gonna turn this table.
You might notice.
No, we're gonna do this. This is what happens when you don't have a plan. All right. This is gonna be so much fun. All right. Or a total disaster. Probably the same.
Either way, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what I need you three. Just work with me here. I need you three, my three guys, right? Well, my two guys and Zelda here. Right. I need you guys right here, sitting on the other side of this veil. Okay? Okay. So just sit on the edge of the stage. Just on the edge of the stage. I gotta make sure your head's not seen. This is so horrible. This is not gonna work.
Have it staring at the screen.
All right, so let's get you guys all facing me that way. Okay? All right? Okay. You are going to be Bachelor number 1. You're going to be number 2. You're going to be number 3. All right, awesome.
Would it be better if we
This is what I'm imagining. I'm imagining.
Would it be better if we just hide behind the curtain?
Well, see, we could do that, right? But then, do you guys want to hide behind the curtain with it?
Yeah.
All right, go behind the curtain.
All right.
Make him move the table back.
So this one, I'm imagining like once he takes off his like cosplay, he's gonna be like Brad Pitt. He's gonna be like, Fabio. super buff. All right. All right, so once again, real quick. Come over here real quick. Okay, let's see. All right. Bachelor number 1. Okay. Bachelor number 2. We all know bachelor number 2. You guys are loud. Okay? Good answer, okay? All right. You can shut it now. He's going to ask you some crazy questions. All right.
Crazy.
Come on. I got my side. All right. Woo! All right. Does this work? Okay. Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Okay, okay.
Let's sit on the stage together.
All right.
This is casual fun time. Okay, so I have 3 bachelors hidden from you right now.
Okay.
You're trying to visually put which ones are on, right? Oh, did I break something? Good to see you.
Up and personal.
If things go all right, they may be doing this to you later. All right, so the 3 bachelors are hidden.
Okay.
We're going to ask some questions. We're going to have a good time, and you can ask whatever you want. This is your opportunity to find your dream mate. Oh,
Sounds so exciting.
that's perfect. That's perfect. That's
Good as.
such a great answer.
Yeah.
I was talking to him earlier. I was like, you know, if I had your mustache, I just wouldn't talk. I just walk up and just be like. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think every man wishes they could grow a stash like that. You know? Do you wish every man would grow a stash like that?
I didn't even get a good look
Well,
at it.
how can you not see it? It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Right? All right, so we have 3 bachelors, right?
Okay.
Hey, bachelor number 1.
Yellow.
We're off to a great start. Bachelor number 1, tell me 3 things about yourself that, tell me your 3 favorite hobbies.
Oh, you mean me? Okay.
Bachelor number 1.
Yes, Bachelor number 1. My hobbies include video editing, playing video games, and occasional fencing.
All right, sounds great. So we have 2 videos and something kind of a sport.
Yeah.
Bachelor number 2, same questions.
Oh, my 3 favorite hobbies. Well, of course, obvious number 1 is video games, and then riding, and then boating.
Whoa.
I'm not doing either of those.
Just, I mean, have you ever done all 3 at once?
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous. Hold on, I need to shut this curtain because I feel like we may.
I can.
No, it's not about you.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. All right. Just kidding. All right, so Steph, bachelor number 3, same questions. Tell me about yourself. 3 things, 3 hobbies.
My 3 hobbies include exercising, playing video games, and writing poetry.
Wow. All right. I like this. This is some sweet stuff here. Okay, so what are some qualities you look for in a man? Steph?
I don't know.
Great personality. It is
Good personality.
a good personality. So,
Sense of humor, yeah. That's a good one.
so you're 22 years old?
Yes.
All right, great to hear. What are some, when you, this is a tough question, kind of a tough question. Have you dated a lot of guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Like, if you were to put like a number, like on a scale of 1 to 10 on the hottest guy you dated, what would he be? Like an 8, 9, 10, 12, 6?
Cumberbatch level?
Is that an important question?
8.
8, awesome. All right, cool. So are looks very important to you? What's more important, looks or personality?
Personality.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Where do video games, every guy's in here is like, yes. where do video games rate in your like importance in a guy, being a gamer?
I'd say pretty important. Yeah.
All right, great. What type of games do you like?
All kinds. I mean, PC.
What's your favorite game?
My favorite game, Kingdom Hearts, probably.
Kingdom
But
Hearts.
that's just a childhood thing.
Anybody like Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
No? All right. Bachelor number 3, tell us your favorite game and why.
My favorite video game would have to be Final Fantasy VI.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Checkmate.
All right. Bachelor number 2, same question.
That's like asking me to pick my favorite child, which I have none. But if I had to pick
See,
a
that's
favorite
what
game, I would say Wind Waker HD because it was essentially the remake of the game that made me feel like I was in the very first epic of my life.
All right. Well, thank you for sliding on the fact that you have no children. Bachelor number 1, please divulge.
I would also have to pick Kingdom Hearts because I grew up with the Disney characters, and it was just so incredible to walk through worlds, meet my favorite, Disney Renaissance characters, and it also served as sort of a realization for me in seeing that there can be powerful narrative conveyed in the world of video games.
Wow. What do you guys think of that, huh?
Wow.
Surprisingly. That was pretty deep right there. I think you win. Come on out. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so yeah, we're not done yet. Describe your. I'll tell you what. Well, not you. Let's continue to talk to the bachelors because really it's about you to learn about them. So, all right. So, bachelor number 1. Describe your ideal date.
My ideal date. Oh, that is super hard. Well, I actually believe the best kind of dates are not ones that are necessarily planned out, but ones that just sort of happen. They start out like any other night, but they evolve into the best night of your life.
Sounds exactly like this panel.
Exactly. Yeah. For example, perhaps it could start out as a simple pub crawl. Maybe it can start as a simple meet up with your best female friend one night, and just sort of as the night progresses, you just kind of very slowly start to gravitate towards one another, and ultimately reaches the great climax, which is of course the first kiss. And the first kiss I find to be very important. That's why mine has yet to be taken.
Wow. Okay. There's several things I want to ask after that.
Let's just move.
A lot, actually.
Very nice.
But I won't. Bachelor number 2. Bachelor number 2. What is your ideal first date? And let's keep it Cliff Notes version here.
Well, first, I would find a fancy dinner, no more than $40. Mario Party, and if we're not killing each other by the end of it, then we'll continue forward with dating.
Have you played Mario Party before?
Yes,
Do you
yes.
like Mario Party?
I do,
Have
but
you-
it ruins friendships.
It
So.
absolutely
does not,
It absolutely does. Have you ever played
Some
with?
friendship.
You ever played with the guy before?
Yeah.
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 Did you end up murdering him at any time, or?
No.
Okay,
No
that's
time.
pretty good stuff. Oh, she has committed murder. That's great. All right, Bachelor number 3. Your ideal first date.
My ideal first date would include going to Taco Bell. Dying on nachos Bel Grande.
Wow. That's it. That's outstanding. So that's where it stops, huh?
I'm very cheap.
Very honest. That's important. You learn honesty is an important quality. Yeah. Okay, so when you are looking for a guy, right? Are there some specific qualities that you really go after?
I suppose. Yeah.
Would you like to tell us? Then?
I guess sense of humor is important.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you got to be funny and nice. That's good.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
good.
That's good.
Excellent. All right. How do you feel about nachos Bel Grande?
Apparently good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
My kind of girl.
All right. So at this point in our game, we're gonna have a tough time because I'm gonna make you eliminate one of our 3 bachelors. Yes, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna have to eliminate one of our 3 bachelors, and you're gonna have to tell them why you eliminated them to their face and break their hearts. What a horrible host I am!
The hour of fun.
You must kill him.
Yes, it'll be like Ralph in The Simpsons, where his heart just breaks frame by frame. You guys remember that? I'm just kidding. Seriously, guys, you guys are all great. All right. So at this point in the game, it's time to eliminate one of our 3 bachelors. Is it going to be Bachelor number 1, the long-winded guy who likes video games and telling long stories? Bachelor number 3, Nachos Belgrande, or Bachelor number 2, Mario Party Death. We should be taking notes, shouldn't we?
Should be too.
So what's it gonna be, Steph?
Jeez, pressure's on.
1, 2, or 3. They all have fake voices. Well, it sure sounded like it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about.
It's just their souls.
I guess 3.
Oh! Bachelor number 3! Wait, real quick, before you come out, Bachelor number 3, why did you choose Bachelor number 3?
I don't know. Just the date description.
Peer
The
pressure.
date description?
Yeah.
Did it have to do with nachos and Taco Bell at all?
A little bit.
Really?
No, but I don't know.
No, but yeah.
No, but yes. I had to eliminate someone.
Are you the person who likes to give ribbons to every kid who loses in soccer?
Sure.
Everybody's a winner.
Yeah.
All right, y'all win dates, come on out. No, Bachelor number 3, come on out. Let's face the music, Bachelor number 3. Where are you at? Come on out, Bachelor number 3.
You know what? Enough of you, all right? Enough of this. I'm out.
What a shame.
I like your costume though.
Appreciate it.
Oh, brother.
Well, that's kind of weird. All right, so now we move into the lightning round. Okay. Let's quick learn about them, then we'll learn about you.
Okay.
Okay. So contestants, I'm going to say words. You respond with words. One word. Contestants, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, good. Contestant number 1, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Excellent to hear. One word, contestant number 1. Not to kill a mockingbird. All right, are you ready?
Ready?
In 5 words. 3, 2, 1. Video games.
Demon.
SGC.
Fun.
Girl.
Angel.
What?
Dance.
Revolution.
This panel.
He's awesome.
That's 2 words. 2 words. 2 words.
It's on the hyphen.
He's already long.
All right. Did you absorb all that?
Yes.
No, you didn't. That's right. Bachelor number 2, are you ready?
Yeah.
Tree.
Wood.
Dog.
Barking.
Cat.
What? Claws.
Miyamoto.
They kick ass.
Mega Man.
Even better.
2 rule breakers here. 2 words at the end of there. All right, so we're at that critical point in this game where you need to find out, this is your last chance to learn a little bit more about these bachelors, okay? You have 1 question to ask each of them,
Okay.
okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, feel free to start.
Okay. Tell me something interesting about yourself.
Well, which bachelor do you?
Oh, can I do the same question?
No, no. Yes,
No,
you
no,
should.
no.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Bachelor number 1, tell us something interesting about yourself.
I studied and graduated from Prague Film School for a year and a half, after a year and a half of film study.
Is that interesting?
What do you think of that?
Interesting.
He's been to Prague, or at least to like Prague, Texas.
Yeah.
Bachelor number 2, tell us something interesting about yourself.
I aspire to be a game writer, even though I'm a history major, but simply because history majors are better at fact checking than anybody else.
Statement.
All right, are you ready?
Sure.
It's time to meet your future husband.
Okay.
Look, I'm just the facilitator.
Yeah, okay.
I will supply you guys with some fried chicken from the place down the street, across the food mall. If you guys want to go on a first date, right here in front of everybody.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, great.
All right, no, seriously, it's time to pick one. I don't know what your grand prize is, other than the companionship of each other, but that's what we're doing here. So, are you ready to pick one? Do we have a clear winner?
Sure. Yeah. I will go with
Pick three.
Sorry.
Nachos Belgrande, man.
It's still open.
If you just said like quesadilla, it would have been fine. Those are more expensive. They're like $3.99.
I don't know these American things.
I'll go with 2.
Whoa! Bachelor number 1, hold on. Let's see Bachelor number 1. Oh. Bachelor number 1, what's your name?
Good choice.
What's your name, Bachelor number 1?
Mr. Andrew Winchester Greer.
Oh, you seem like a writer. That's such a writing name.
What did you mean by eliminating or picking?
Which one do you want to go on a date with?
2.
Well, I know, I brought out one.
Never mind,
I brought out one because you
Yeah,
have to
okay.
face the music and break his heart right now.
Great.
But he doesn't have a
I
heart.
don't feel very heartbroken at all.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Well, that's good. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, always a pleasure.
Hey, go sit down now.
Will do.
That wasn't anything about you, about the heartbreaking thing. I just didn't do a good job facilitating anything. So, it's my fault. All right, Bachelor number 2, what's your name?
My name is Corey Smith.
Corey Smith is the winner of the day. That's what we do. We facilitate relationships. All right. So, hey, way to go. You win.
I knew playing all those visual novels would work.
That's right. All right, you guys can, let's hold some hands and let's go and sit down next to each other. All right, now here's the thing. During this panel, let's see, we have, where's my clock? Oh, well, we still have 45 minutes. All right. So here's the thing. During this panel, I expect some time for you to do the yawn.
Fireworks.
Yeah, I'm just saying, sometime. I'm gonna move this back really quick. All right. So that's all I got. Oh man.
Can't believe you got that.
No, seriously, you missed out.
So,
You missed out. All right?
I'm a volunteer.
Jesus, he's so pissed at you right now. Pissed. Oh, real quick.
I think you should fight.
No,
You should fight each other.
Guns.
America.
I want to toss a lifeline out to you. I want to toss a lifeline
Got a
out.
lifeline coming.
So give me the elevator pitch on why you should not have said Nachos Belgrande, and give me like why you should be brought back into the competition, because it's never over. Love doesn't end.
He has a guitar.
First of all,
Can he play it?
Play the guitar.
I'm white. I have this.
Superior race.
We're all equal here, buddy. You say white power. That's hard.
Black power.
I have your back. Out. I have your back.
Isn't that sweet? That is pretty awesome.
Way better than your answer, I'll tell you that. Check. Hey, no. All right. So you had something? Yes.
Play a rocking tune.
Do we need to show up early to our volunteer for this? Scheduled at 2:30, which is when the Infune panel starts. Do I need to show up early, like an hour early?
For your panel?
Yeah.
Or
like I'm a
for your shift?
volunteer.
Yeah. You go down to the room and then they'll check you in.
At 2:30?
Is that when it's supposed to start? Yeah, so give them like a couple minutes early so they get you checked
But
in.
I don't need to get there like an hour early.
No.
All right.
No. You don't just want to stand there for an hour.
I was worried.
All right.
Prompt person.
That's great, and I appreciate it. Hey, what's your tat?
Which one?
Your tat on your leg that I'm looking at.
It's a flower piece.
Oh, cool. Nice. All right, just curious if you saw it.
Yeah.
Well, so now that we got 45 minutes together, if we want to. So, do you guys want to just, I don't know, do you guys have any questions about anything? ScrewAttack, me, the internet?
We could do a laugh circle.
Can we see your head?
We're not.
No thanks, I already did that.
Steve bumps the Neil Gaff over the balls.
No. I'm actually very, I did have a pretty nice head of hair before ScrewAttack. So, like, funny story, right?
Hilarious.
When ScrewAttack started, I know, hair, it's funny. No, when ScrewAttack started, this whole relationship thing, kind of full circle here. I was dating a girl for 2 years prior to ScrewAttack starting, and she wanted me, like, she didn't get ScrewAttack. She just didn't understand it. She was like a great girlfriend, but the least supportive person in history, right? she had no idea like what ScrewAttack was or what I was trying to do. And she wanted me, like, okay, this is me, right? Like, I wear a hat, I wear, like, this is, like, dressed up, right? Shoes are not sandals. And I like to wear shorts, and I like to wear t-shirts. She liked me to wear, like, button-up shirts with ties and collars, right? And she wanted me to have, like, this desk job, and it totally sucked. And she liked, like, I actually have like really long hair when ScrewAttack started, but not like super long, but just long enough. And I think like the hat initially like started off as like this like little like "fuck you, girlfriend" type thing. And it's kind of a personal thing, but she like we got to a point like 2 years in, like ScrewAttack, like we were together for like 4 years, and I was like, you gonna support this or not? And she's like, nope. And I was like, well, see you later. So, and that's why I think so tightly to my hat. I'm insecure. No, but yeah. So, any other questions right now, or do we just want to stare awkwardly at each other?
That's just creepy. You leave.
Wherever the boom mic goes, that's where the questions go.
Awesome. All right, so
Unless you play a rocking Queen track.
I have a question. What's your opinion about this whole thing with the FCC and net neutrality, just all that insanity going on? Because it seems to be evolving into a fairly big thing, yet that could potentially affect ScrewAttack and a damn good majority of the G1s and a lot of the newcomers who are starting to make a living off the internet. I'm just curious, what are your guys' take on this?
Sure.
You guys are so good at it.
So, for those of you who don't know, like, there was the SOPA PIPA thing a couple years ago, right? And ever since then, that was like the first real threat of like the government kind of like putting their hands on things and wanting to regulate. The long and short of it is all the major like internet companies, they want to regulate things. They want to find a way to make more money. The government wants to find a way to get a piece of the pie, right? The FCC wants to find a way to regulate things so they can do their job. I mean, the internet is this crazy wild place that is awesome because there are no rules, right? You can do what you want, you can see what you want. It's good, right? As long as you're doing legal stuff, right? My take on it is that it's only a matter of time. Ultimately, like, it sounds really crappy, but like Big Brother's going to find a ways to either split the internet or take some of it away or speed. I mean, if you look at like the bigger picture here, right? The internet speeds in like countries outside of the U.S., like we are so slow compared to the rest of the world. It's ridiculous. And they're like, oh, you get a 20 megabyte upload speed. Oh, that's great. Well, in Ghana, I can get a 2 terabyte upload speed. It's like ridiculous. Like, why the hell does Ghana have a good upload speed and we have to, we're paying $120 a month for shit,
Illuminati.
What's that?
That's the answer, Illuminati.
It's the end of the world, my man. But, yeah, it's crazy. So I think that as long as we push back, we'll continue to push, right? Push back on the government. Nothing great was ever accomplished without a little pushback. But I mean, ultimately, I think that it sucks to say, but I think they ultimately will win, right? It may not be a year from now or 5 years from now, but ultimately, long term, that this governments will band together. Like, at the end of the day, right? Like we're not mega corporations that generate billions of dollars every year in fun campaigns, and so it's shitty, but it's just one of those things. And I know it's like a real defeatist attitude, and it sucks, but I think it's a realistic attitude. So I think it's just like it's a matter of time.
Well, think of it like this. when the end should eventually come, that probably would be a good idea to go out on the absolute highest note you can possibly think of going out on.
Just go out guns blazing. Just,
The
blow ScrewAttack up whenever somebody logs in, their computer just starts shaking.
Well, what was kind of like that last scene from, oh my god, not the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but, oh, I forget, the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where they are surrounded by like all the soldiers, and they just go out guns blazing into the abyss,
No, I was thinking like Thelma and Louise.
There you go!
all the internet producers like get together and just hold their hands as they drive off a cliff. I love you. I love you, John Tron. I love you, Angry Joe. Yeah. What else? What else? Yeah.
I just kind of want to comment on like that last note. I feel like there will always be someone somewhere. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to just put their information out there, no matter what.
Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree that there will always be a way for people to get their information out there. But for the vast majority of people who are not hackers, who don't know how to code, who just take what the government gives them, right, and what the product that's allowed. I mean, you look at, I don't know, there are things that like, look, I work and live, breathe on the internet, right, and the internet is a very smart group of people, right? Sometimes it can be very dumb, but for the most part, right? Okay, most of the time it can be very dumb, but there are very smart people online, right? It's one of those things that the vast majority of people, 90, 80, 95, 99, 99.5%, they don't know the ins and outs. They don't know, they use YouTube for watching cat videos still, as opposed to entertainment on a day-to-day basis, right? Real quick show of hands, like how many of y'all have cable? How many of y'all subscribe to Netflix? How many of y'all subscribe to any premium video service online?
Yours.
That's cool. So, I think that this is kind of going away from the question, but this is kind of like a bigger thing. So, I think in the next 5 years, and the reason why I think that this is all going to be tied together is in the next 5 years, there's 11, 12, 13-year-old who has grown up watching YouTube in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Growing up, and they've watched ScrewAttack, they've watched Angry Joe, they've watched Game Theorist, and they watch them every day, every week. And for them, their programming is every Tuesday when they know that Game Theorist is going to upload a video, as opposed to every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. They don't want to watch Dancing with the Stars or whatever, right? Their programming is found on the internet. So all these 11, 12, 13-year-old kids who have been grown up with this, who started watching YouTube at 5, 6, 7. In the next 5 years, they're going to have a decision to make. Are they going to A, pay for cable, like the world's been doing for the last 20 years, or B, are they going to subscribe to Netflix, get rid of their TV, and watch stuff just online, right? So there's going to be this monumental shift, right, of where the consumer goes, right? And I know this is the panel of fun, but it's not a fun topic at all. It's just a theory that I have. But I think that in the next 5 years, you're gonna see these cable companies and these internet service providers kind of leveraging their what they have, trying to hold on still. The internet providers not so much because everyone's gonna be on there, but you'll see okay, I've gone over my data limit. I'm a Sprint provider, right, for my iPhone, okay?
It doesn't
I've
happen.
been over my 5 gigs this month, so now my internet's slower because I went over 5 gigs of data transfer. What? That doesn't make any sense at all, the idea that you can just slow down someone's speed because they passed a certain number of gigabytes, that doesn't make any sense, right? But they leverage that stuff, and you saw with Netflix a few months ago, they caved into one of the major cable or internet service providers.
Verizon and Comcast.
Yeah, they caved after they had a head-to-head and such. I know it's all businessy crap, but it's such a bigger picture than just the whole thing. But it's I don't know, something's gonna happen in the next 5 years. It's crazy. So Hey. What's up, Shelly?
What do you like to eat from Chipotle?
Oh, that's a good question. That's actually pretty important to me right now.
Start off from the beginning,
Yeah.
down the line.
He's got it. He's got it. A formula.
I'm trying to visualize right here. All right, I will go with. Are you ordering?
Well, no, I'm just wondering.
Just wondering.
Yeah, because
That's a horrible question.
no, you order. You have this thing at every restaurant. You order like a specific thing to be the cheapest yet most fulfilling meal. So he orders like a child's meal.
Yeah, isn't that the idea, right?
Yes.
You want the most, like, I'm all about efficiency, right? I love efficiency. So if I can get a kid's meal and be full for $1.99 as opposed to getting a burrito that is, $7, I'll do it. That's just me. I like efficiency. Yes, I get the kids meal at Chipotle. Right? Thank you for splurging. The kids meal with 2 tacos. Make it that you build your own. It's fun because it's kid stuff. Right? Yeah, it's good
Do you
stuff.
get the milk?
Come on. Maybe. Maybe sometimes.
It's efficient.
Yeah. It's efficiently building my bones. Exactly. The thing I learned from Saturday morning cartoons is that calcium builds bones for sure. What else? Yes, sir. How are you today? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
How are you?
You already started?
No.
Mineral water.
This is mineral water.
Yeah, my
See, it's in a blue bottle.
Oh, yes.
We're getting ready for Punch Out.
Punch Out, yeah. That's going to be tonight.
Gonna kill us.
Yeah.
You better bloody win this time.
Well, here's the thing about Punch Out. I'm not stopping until I do it.
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing, right? And I legitimately have not touched the game since last SGC because I didn't want to play and I didn't want to beat it, and then I'd be like, well, I did it,
And then there's no one around you.
If
Like,
I did it,
well,
yeah, if I did it, I want to do it like in front of everybody because I feel like we bonded last year, like at that thing,
I'll tell you what, I've taken that video back to the UK, and like some nights before we go out drinking, we'll have a few pints at the house. And all my mates are like, does he beat it? I'm not saying. Does he beat it? It's 9 hours of video, I'm not telling you. Does he beat it? I'm not telling you anything. And like, you'll get to like a bit where you almost win. Does he do it? I'm fucking telling you. Anyway, my question is, what is your favourite Queen song?
Queen song.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good. I'm a big fan of Bohemian Rhapsody, mainly because
I think after going to the concert last night, I've learned that about every American. Like, the second Bohemian Rhapsody came on, the whole stadium went mental.
Here's the reason why, right? I was a huge fan of Wayne's World, right? And I think for most kids, when that came out, I was like 10, 11, right? So when that first came out, that was my first exposure to Queen, right? So I heard that, and so I have a direct, emotional connection to that song for sure. And who doesn't love like the head banging scene? It's like a classic American scene, right?
Through that video, he was saying that when they took the Bohemian Rhapsody video and started adding their own bits to it, so there's like a Wayne's World version of Bohemian Rhapsody, and Mike Myers was saying that he got a letter from Queen saying thank you for using our video, and he's like, what? What the fuck? I ruined your video, you should be suing me. Yeah. And he actually got a thank you letter from the band.
Because their sales have been skyrocketing. Yeah, sure. But yeah, for sure, that's definitely high on the list, for sure. Yeah. What else do we want to talk about today? What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
I happen to be a personal friend of Parker's, and I want to know if there's
Sorry to
any...
hear that.
I want to know if there's...
Parker, quick story about Parker.
Oh.
Okay, we have at the ScrewAttack game, we're going to be doing something. Parker was in charge of doing that thing that's going to be fun, right? He needed to cut out some stuff, right? Okay, we had 500 sheets of paper. Parker had to cut out these things out of it, right? Parker is left-handed, which I learned, right? I gave him scissors, and he goes, I can't use these, I'm left-handed, right? But they weren't like right-handed scissors. They were just like ambidextrous scissors. So he's cutting them, and he's like, it looks like you're just taking paper and just going, like, it's a horrible cut. And like, Parker, what are you doing? He's like, this isn't working. he's cutting with like the very tips of the scissors right here, and these are like kid scissors, right? So like, I'll try to explain. I'm like, this is where like the little boys cut, and this is where the big boys cut. So you have to get the paper in to cut. And he goes, but I've never cut anything before. I was like, what are you he goes, nobody's ever taught me how to do this. I was like, you're 17 years old. What? Like, did Jeeves like cut all your stuff when you were a kid? Like your kindergarten class? Like, are you kidding me? Anyways, yes, so that was my latest story of Parker.
Wow. Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask you kind of something similar, like is there any like weird or funny stories about him?
You can't use scissors. I mean, it's fucking weird. It's pretty weird for sure. Yeah, Parker is a hard-working young lad, and I appreciate Parker for sure. I just give him a lot of shit jobs.
But never scissors again.
Never, ever give him scissors again. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just wondering what what a standard day at ScrewAttack, what goes on, how many people are working in there. I've always wondered.
Yeah, that's cool. Good question. So, general day at ScrewAttack, right? We get in around 9 o'clock in the morning, and we go till about 6:30, depending on what happens. In between there, it depends on who's doing what, right? So, like Sean's day looks totally different than my day. Chad's day looks totally different than my day. I'd say that the people whose days look most similar would probably be Ben, Nick, and Brian, because they're like the main production guys, right? So I've taken on like more of a business role. So a lot of my day, like the first like 3 hours of my day is just like typing emails and crap, responding, and then we go to lunch. We always have like a team lunch together. Go out and you know, in the afternoon, well, I'll tell you what. Let me get on my calendar. Let me tell you exactly what I did this week.
You didn't mention the Swedish massage therapists.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something. First off, we don't have that.
Yet.
But I will tell you this. No, like if we ever had like a Swedish massage therapist in our office, I would think that's such a waste of money. Once again, I'm all about efficiency, right? So that's horrible. But I was in San Fran a couple months ago, and I went to, you guys know, everyone knows Twitch, right?
Yeah.
So I was at the Twitch offices, and at the Twitch offices, they actually have a massage room. They literally have a massage room, like for someone to come in and give them massages. And I'm like, yeah. Like I was almost like, out, see ya, what up Twitch? You know?
Yeah, they use their export system.
See ya. But yeah, you know, it's such a crazy, like, once again, I actually am trying to pull my calendar so I give you an average day. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to eat good. So, yeah, that was crazy. I feel like I've never seen or heard of a company that actually has a massage room, like with a massage therapist in it, ready to rub it down. Like, we're lucky if we go to McDonald's and like I pay for it. All right, so here was Monday, right? Okay. So I had a haircut at 9 o'clock.
Fascinating.
Went to go get the box truck that we drove down to RTX, because I had to drive the truck, because no one else knows how to drive the big ass truck that we have. Then I had a couple Skype meetings with some potential partners. Then we went to lunch. Then I had an interview in the afternoon. Then I had two more calls with potential partners, because we're going to actually be bringing in several new shows. Then I had a call about the redesign of ScrewAttack, which we'll be talking about a little bit more this afternoon. And then I had an hour to do stuff. It was nice. I don't know what I did. Then I had another partner call. And then I had a calendar reminder to update an area of the site every day. And then the day kind of wrapped up. So, you know, it's like I get to do all the calls and the typing emails and all that crap. It's really boring businessy stuff. Like that when I started ScrewAttack, I wished I had somebody to do, right? But now I get to do that stuff. So, you know, it's definitely different, you know, and when, when they need me to shoot something, they're like, hey, Craig, can you shoot something? And because I have a really good way of making things really suck or be awkward, and so they bring me in for that. So, yeah, the badge video. Actually, the badge video, right?
I love that badge video.
So the badge video, they're like,
Confirmed name.
Nick goes, hey, I need you to do this. And I was like, okay, let me finish the scene. And then like an hour later, he's like, hey, can you come over and do this video? And I was like, how long is it gonna take? And he goes, oh, like 5 minutes. Okay. So he goes in and we're just standing there, and I said, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything about it at all, right? So he went in and we started, and like that wasn't. We did that literally in like 5 minutes. It was just like two or three takes of me just like trying to screw Nick up and just be stupid. So I think that's like, those are my favorite parts of the day because I just get to screw with the guys a little bit, you know, just you know, mess around. That's kind of what ScrewAttack started as, you know, just messing around. So then this whole like business thing started, and you know, business stuff. So
It's practical though. It's
yeah,
it's fun,
yeah, it's fun. So I'll tell you what, like, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit more, but I'll give you guys a little heads up. We're gonna be launching like several new shows. So the second half of this year is gonna be pretty cool, right? We're gonna be doing the first 10 weeks after SGC, starting the 21st. We're gonna have like 3 or 4 new shows that are gonna be partner shows, like that third parties create. And they'll be on ScrewAttack like exclusively for a month before they hit the other partner show channels and stuff. After that 10 weeks wrapped up, we're going to be unveiling like 4 or 5 original new shows that we're doing. We're kind of taking a look at like what works and what doesn't, and we kind of want to take our production to the next level this year. So the next 10 weeks, we are actually you're not going to see a whole lot of like ScrewAttack content because we're going to be working on stuff for the second half of the fourth quarter, I guess. So, but we are also going to be rolling out. We're going to be bringing back potentially 2 daily live shows. We're going to be doing, and actually I haven't announced this anywhere, but we're going to be doing a. We're not sure if it's going to be a nightly show or a morning show, but I feel like there's a need for like a daily, like. It's gonna sound really stupid, but like a daily Regis and Kelly type show, you know, right? Where you just kind of talk about. It's just like a catch up on the day. It's either at night, and if it's at night, it has a different tone. But if it's in the morning, it's kind of like a morning cup of Joe type thing, where you just talk about the news from the previous day or whatever. I know like IGN is up at noon, and that's pretty fun. But I wanted to have like the ScrewAttack feel to it, right? So we're gonna be doing a live show. That'll probably start probably 3 days a week, and we're hoping to scale up to 5. And then we're also looking at Side Scrollers is going to be live again. We're bringing that back 2 weeks from this week, so like 10 days from after the show, which will be live. And I think we're going to do actually more like live podcasts in the second half as well. So we're talking about doing like a Nintendo themed podcast and like a competitive gaming type one, which you know, competitive gaming is like huge. So thought we may do something like that. So.
If you do a Nintendo themed podcast, will Nintendo take your money?
Copyrighted.
We're just talking about them. You know, they can't take anything. The thing is, it's crazy because YouTube is an interesting animal, right? Because they have all their bots that you know, flag videos for audio and video and such. And
I deal with it on a daily basis, and it's annoying.
you can see that here's the thing, right? And you need an off YouTube platform. So many people think of YouTube as like the place to go, and it is. YouTube, giant, right? But you need to be able to, like, that's where we think ScrewAttack comes into this grand thing. We understand people are going to watch stuff first on YouTube. They want to see it first on YouTube, but especially with, like, if you think that Nintendo's going to be the only one, you know, dipping their hand in, like, every single company is going to do that here in the next 2 years.
I'm really surprised EA hasn't gone after, like, Madden and, like YouTube videos or whatever.
The thing is, like, EA, like, Nintendo, as much as people hate them right now for their policies with video, in 2 years, like now the internet, the viewer and the creator is going to hate this, but inside the video game industry, they're going to be seen as trendsetters because every single company is going to be doing what Nintendo's doing and they're going to say, hey, well, you're using our stuff, so let's do a split. Which personally, I actually don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's like. You know, like we would never do that with our games that we publish, but I understand why people do that, right?
But I can see that being a problem for people like myself who are already partnered and I'm already getting a good chunk of money taken. So then that's like, it's like, oh, we want another 40%. It's like, oh, I just lost 80% of revenue.
Yeah, no, I think that it'd be more of like a, I guess the best way to look at it, right, is everyone likes Nintendo stuff, right? But right now, no one's making money on Nintendo stuff, right? So what's better than, well, Nintendo is sure, but what's better than 0%, 50%, right? So I'd rather make some money off the Nintendo content that we're going to make than $0 off the content. So, you know, like, I don't know. I'm the realistic guy when it comes to this stuff, and I know it, once again, this is the fun panel, yeah. But that's just my kind of 2 cents on it, and it's always changing. Sir, wait, sir.
Is Nathan going to show up this year?
It's a great question. I literally texted him last night, and I was like, hey man, SGC starting, will this year, this year? No, he's not going to be here this year.
Aw.
I know, it sucks. Technically, he wasn't really there last year after
Shattered his heel.
So, yeah, I would like to think we've had 1 7/8 SGCs without Nathan so far. Yeah, because you know, broke his foot last year, and he actually, I can make news to it today, but he's doing something pretty important as far as Nathan and talking classics goes. So it's a pretty big deal. So by next year, I think he'll return next year. Actually, we've had a lot of people this year. You know, we didn't want to bring everybody back that was a guest last year at SGC because we just didn't want it to be like the same folks every year, right? So, you know, like next year you may see the returns were there last year, vice versa. So, you know, we just want to always have diversity and stuff. But Nathan is like a really important part of SGC, like at least in previous versions, 2009, 2010, right? Before the break. But yeah, he's such a crazy important part. But he's also a crazy important liability, right? Nathan is so energetic, but the idea of him like climbing here and no joke jumping out of that, or you know.
Well, the dating game reminded me of.
Yeah, and the dating game. Yeah, exactly.
Well, wait, he just run off with her then.
In his underwear, he would have grabbed her.
So surprisingly muscular.
I know, you wouldn't expect him to be all ripped up, right?
Yeah.
What? She's like, oh, he was surprisingly muscular. And I don't have a boyfriend here. So. What else do you guys want to talk about?
All right, maybe a bit of a serious question, but now that you guys have a parent company,
Yeah.
do you still retain creative control on a full day-to-day basis?
100%. There were two sticking points with this, with doing the deal with full screen. Number one, we can do whatever the hell we wanted, and they would have no input in it, right? They can say, hey, you know, what if you did this? But it was ultimately always going to be our call. Number two, everyone on my team needed to make the transition. So like nobody would lose their job. That was number one, and then the creative thing was number two. We were not like ScrewAttack very much as a team, right? I very much believe that the reason why we do this every year and why we're able to do this is because everybody works their ass off, right? So, you know, I would not want to make a transition without everybody, because everybody helped ScrewAttack get to that point. So, yeah, but creative control, 100%. We haven't been told no for anything. We won't be told no for anything. As soon as we do, I have no interest in doing it. You know, like it's crazy. It's crazy for sure.
Does that then mean that SGC can continue every year because you can do what you like? So they won't step in and say, well, you know what,
yeah,
the
I
budget
mean, there is a point to where like they do give us a budget, right? So you know, it's more of like, okay, we want to do SGC, and they say, okay, here's a budget, right? So you know, like we're gonna keep doing it as long as we can possibly do it, right? I think SGC is like only gonna grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Well, this is actually really good. This is actually a really good opportunity, like since we're just kind of being intimate here and talking and stuff. So one of the things we talked about doing, and who's been to MacFest? Anyone who's been to MacFest? Okay, MacFest is really great, right? Who's been to PAX since the start? Anyone been to PAX since the start? Like, so like.
Oh, you mean from the first?
Well, just early on, right? Like, what's the smallest PAX you went to? Like, how many people were there?
It didn't sell out. So
Okay.
It was
Okay,
what,
so
5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. So, okay. So the thing I like about SGC is that it's small enough and intimate enough to where you can develop relationships over the course of like 3 days, and you see the same people, and you're like, hey man, good to see you. You want to play some more games? It's not too big. and Acon, I love Acon, but it's giant, right? And it's huge, and there's so many people walking around. And if you look at Acon, if you ran Acon during SGC and vice versa, like, it's such a different feel, right? Because there's so many people walking around. I have this like philosophy where I would rather, I brought up MagFest because MagFest is getting to this point where they had like 16, 17,000 people there last year. It was giant. When we started going, there was like 2,000 people at it, right? And it's grown to this ginormous thing on the East Coast. But it's too big, and it's lost that like homey feeling. And there's a certain thing, you know, where you look at it and you go, well, that's, you know, you don't want to look at it through like rose-colored glasses, but you know, you just realize that you're just not having as much fun as you did previously, right? So I think like with SGC, and I'd love to hear your feedback on this, but I would love to get to a point like we're expecting like 4,000 people here this weekend, 4,000 to 5,000 people, which to us is like a tremendous amount, right? If we get 4,000 to 5,000 people, it's like, whoa, holy shit. Like I was saying, at the opening ceremonies, I was not expecting that to be full. I was expecting like 14 people out there, you know. So when like that room filled up, I was like, what? And that's why we got started late, because we did not anticipate the room to take 30 minutes to fill up. But like, let's say in like 2 years or 3 years, like SGC grows to the point to where like it's just not, it's like too big, right? And I don't want to do that. I think I'd rather cut it off at like 8, 9, 10,000 people tops. And like every year, people who come to SGC, they have the right to buy the ticket first to go back the following year. Because they like, anybody here sports fans, right? Anybody here? Like, so like the Red Sox, right? Red Sox have like a die-hard following. And they have people who have had tickets in their families, season tickets for decades, generations, and they pass their tickets down, right? I think that'd be cool to do, right, with the convention, you know, because I think that like, it's just such a unique atmosphere, and that everybody, it's like I said, it's not too big, everybody digs each other, no one's an asshole, you know, and everyone is relatable. Like, we want to put everybody on the same field, right? I don't know. So what do y'all think of that? Or would you guys rather? I support that. Right? Like, it doesn't. Full screen would be like, well, we want to make it as profitable as possible, and I get that, right? And I speak of full screen like it sounds like it's in a negative way, but it's not, right? Their job is to make money, right? But I would rather start a second SGC somewhere else and have it grow to 10,000 people, right? And have it like I would say like exclusively welcoming, I suppose is the best way to say it. So where, you know, like I said, the people who attended, they get the first rights to go, and let's say, you know, there's 80% retention, right? And so 80 to 80% people show up from year to year. That's still, you know, 20% are new people come in. That's still good, fresh, you know, new blood every year that is still a new experience to them. By the way, these are all full screen folks. So, like, no joke. They're out here filming for full screen and AOL actually, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, like that's just kind of my theory. I haven't seen an event that's done that or grown to a point to where they've just said, okay, enough, set it off. I've also considered, there's so many events going on in the summer. You have E3, you've got RTX, you've got QuakeCon, you've got this week in Evo, you had last week in Anime Expo. There's so many just big events that happen over the summer that are just going on constantly. We've kicked around the idea, I wouldn't say kicked around, we've said, we've thought about the idea of possibly moving SGC to like October, like around the Halloween season, and kind of like really embracing like the cosplay and just the Halloween atmosphere, because there's not a whole lot going on during that time, but we realize that if we do that, yeah, we don't want it to be like a Halloween con, right? But we also realize that during the summer, some people may not be able to, or it's not in the summer, some people may not be able to fly in. So I don't know, like open discussion. Like, do you guys think that's a stupid idea, or?
It'd be way cooler.
I'd be down to clown.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, cooler.
Always agree on that one.
For sure, it would be considerably cooler. For sure.
I would support that because typically like con season runs mostly in the summer.
Yeah.
And when, basically then you're kind of forced to pick how you budget everything and whatnot.
Yeah.
So if you have it at a later date, that basically means it's like, hey, there's no other conventions to really compete with.
Like, does anybody here like think that's really stupid and would not come to SGC if it was?
I wouldn't.
Oh, definitely.
I wouldn't not come to SGC because I think it was stupid, but personally for me, flying from England, I think that close to Christmas, it can be a little bit more difficult. I mean, the price was probably cheaper, but the actual, that time of year would probably make it more difficult. But
good enough.
I'm a minority anyway.
Uh-oh, what's going on? Yeah, but yeah, does anybody like vehemently say that's stupid?
I just think it's a little weird because especially because I've seen a few people here that still like they're either in high school or college, and it'd be a really weird time to have to just drop school and just go for a weekend and then come back to school.
Yeah,
that's really
I agree, and that's kind of like that's why I wanted to kind of open it up. That's something we definitely considered. I guess my only response to that is like you look at there's like larger cons that when they happen, and people will make time to go to them, right? That's kind of the only argument I have for that, right? Is that if it's awesome enough, people will come for it, you know?
I mean,
yeah,
I
definitely level. Understand, definitely respect that for sure.
But even at an international level, October would still be difficult because of education and such like.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, it's just something we kicked around, like, because we know in September there's PAX and there's Tokyo Game Show, which isn't really that huge in America, but it's still something. And there's another one in September as well, but there's no really on. I just keep going, what does everybody know that we don't? Because they don't have their events in October. What do they know that we don't? Because we don't do any like market research. We're like, oh, it's a good day. You know? Like, we don't do that. So I don't know. That'd be interesting. So so the general mood I get from you guys is like capping it at a certain point is a good idea, right? Now, what if we actually like, what if it got to the point where we had to raise the price, like if we're going to end up capping it, right? Because we do want to continue to like it was like I'm not like talking about like from $50 to $150. I'm talking like $10-15, right? Because our goal is to continuously just to have an awesome weekend party, right? That's kind of the idea.
Just to make it profit.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud.
The other problem with capping it is scalping. People would buy another ticket and maybe not want to come, and PAX is like this.
That's true.
$350 for a 4-day pass.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
One possible idea, maybe Labor Day weekend and have the con start on Saturday and go through Monday. I mean, it's still early September, but it's not going past most of the con season.
Is it
PAX is that weekend?
Is it? Okay,
con schedule. Yeah, that's a rough one for sure. Okay. I don't know, we're just looking at like different times of the year because we know the summer season is so freaking busy for a lot of people. But we also know it's also the only time people can get away sometimes.
Well, it's like last year, I was actually planning on going to RTX. And I said that like back in early 2012, and then SGC happened. I'm like, well, so much for RTX because I have to go to SGC.
Thanks. Yeah, that's awesome. And, has anybody been to RTX? Was anybody down there this last weekend?
No.
Yeah, RTX is it's a very different feel than this. Like so different. It's down at a convention center. It's an expo, right? Expos, they start and they stop, right? From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's when they go, and you have access to an expo hall, and they have some panels upstairs and such. But it's like I just think, our thing is like once SGC starts, it doesn't stop. It goes, it goes till it's over, right?
That's the issue we have in the UK because we have this company called MCM, and they run expos around the country a few times a year, and everybody keeps calling them conventions, and they're not. They're essentially an expensive dealer's room. You pay, if I was to convert it, you'd pay about $60 to enter a dealer's room. That's it. Yeah. You walk into a dealer's room and you buy things at an extortionate price. And I help another company in the UK run conventions. And I keep trying to explain to people there is a massive difference. Because people turn up to these things and they're like, oh, well, it's really expensive, and I only go to these every year to see my friends. And we're like, no, you need to go to a convention. Because expos they're ridiculously expensive. You stop, like you say, at 6 o'clock, and you don't have anything fun. Where something like SGC, it's round the clock, you see your friends, and you spend, well, a fraction of the price.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's ridiculous that these places can get away with it as well.
So we need to charge more.
Well, it doesn't matter to me, the conversion rate's too good.
Cool.
Spring break.
Cool. Well, is there anything like open forum? We got a few more minutes to hear. So does anybody have any questions, comments just about SGC or ScrewAttack or anything in general?
So MagFest 8.5 is happening now. They're doing that thing where you said where they cap off the convention.
You want to know why they're doing it?
That.
You want to know why they're doing it?
Why?
Because it's too big.
It is way too big.
Yeah. Right? Because they missed it.
Yeah.
They missed the intimacy of it, right? And I think everybody did. I mean, they know it. We know it. I mean, I know the guys who run MagFest very well, and it's there's something to a smaller event. And unfortunately, I won't be able to make it out there this year. I would love to go out there because it's at the same venue, but
Mark Center.
I'm taking 3 weeks off for the first time, and September is I'm out. I am so looking forward. I love ScrewAttack, I love SGC, but I have not had a vacation, a long vacation, and I need to take a break. So September is I'm literally going to Disneyland.
Not Disney World.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, what else?
Not Disney World.
I have a question. So,
I'm ready.
So with ScrewAttack, do you guys do internships at your facility, and if so, what kind?
Yeah, we do. We do. Now, this is actually changed since full screen requirements. The one major prerequisite is that you are in college. So if you're in college, then yeah, absolutely. We offer all sorts of internships. So I think we have 6 different types of internships right now. Email me, Craig@ScrewAttack, and I'll send you a link to where they're on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I just for the sake of sharing it, I wanted to show you a real kick-ass trailer and music I did for a good majority of the modern generation of video games.
Cool. Yeah. Show me later.
Yeah, I'll show you when we get out of here.
I thought you were gonna say I wanted to show you a cool karate move or something. Get up and do some.
Well, actually, there is a video of me and lightsaber battling. So.
Hey, speaking of crazy jump kicks and stuff, does anybody at SGC 2010? We had, first off, did anybody go to SGC 2010? Yeah, so we have a few that have been here since before the break. There was a web series back then called Life and Level.
Yeah.
Remember Life and Level?
Yeah.
Yes. They're coming back.
Oh my God.
And they're going to be on ScrewAttack, which is awesome. So this Life and Level is the video game version of Jackass.
That was disgusting.
They're pretty amazing, right? And I was just thinking, when you're talking about jump kicks, they did a stunt where they actually did the
water slide.
The Ken flaming uppercut from Street Fighter. They actually punched a guy in the face with a flaming uppercut. It's really dumb. Don't do that.
Tenderizer hammer was the most brutal one.
We'll stick around a couple more minutes. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about?
What's your favorite multiplayer arcade style? Like 4-player.
Yeah, 4-player. It's a good one. I think the default for everybody is I like The Simpsons, but The Simpsons is okay. It's pretty good. I most closely have kid memories of Ninja Turtles arcade game. Little story behind that, right? And this, I've done vaults on this, so I probably will never have an opportunity to share this story. I've actually done a vault on the arcade game. So, literally 4 blocks away from here, there are 5 blocks, there's a thing called the West End, downtown Dallas, right? And the West End back in the 80s was pretty hopping, right? It was a place where it was the place to go in Dallas. When I was a kid growing up, my dad was an illustrator, right? And he did paintings and stuff. And we would color, remember the back Crayola coloring books? There was a coloring contest, right? So my family did a lot of those, and we actually won quite a few of them. We were pretty talented growing up as far as coloring, because my dad showed us how to do these things. So my brother was 4, right? And he won this age group between 2 and 4, right? So he won this age group, and the content, the winner got a $25,000 scholarship, okay? But here's the thing, when you're 4 years old and your artwork looks good, they want to verify that you did this artwork, right? So, and this is gonna come back to girls, okay? So the lady from Crayola comes in town, and she's like, I wanna see, let's have an evening, or we'll just go out, and when it's time to color, Brad, my brother, will color. And so we went down to the West End, and I have 2 memories of the trip. Playing Ninja Turtles, like seeing it for the first time, right? Seeing Ninja Turtles the arcade game, which, I guess I was like maybe 8 or 9. It came out in '89, so seeing it for the first time, being like, holy crap! And everybody as a kid like pretend played the arcade game when they weren't playing it. You just like pretend like you're playing it, right? So you didn't have a quarter. I didn't have a quarter. A quarter was a lot of money, right? But the end of the story is that we had this night out. We went to the West End, played a bunch of arcade games, had dinner, and then the Crayola lady was like, "Hey, it's time to draw, right?" And my brother was like, "I don't want to color," and he just didn't want to color. And my parents were like, "You need to color." He's like, "I don't want to color," and he's like, 4, 5, 6, whatever it was, right? And they're like, "Sorry, you don't get the scholarship," and they took it away because he didn't want to color. So it was like, my parents were like, for a long time, they're like, "God damn it, they're so bad." So that's why I love Ninja Turtles. Let's do a couple more real quick, because I think it'll take us a couple minutes to get out, but nothing major. Let's go right here.
Do you have a favorite ice cream?
Ice cream, yeah, and chocolate chip.
Ooh. Anything else?
I like all ice cream except for butter pecan. Does anybody here like butter pecan?
It's all right.
Usually girls like butter pecan. That's usually like it's a kind of a girly flavor. I don't know why.
Crepes are a girl thing.
Grapes? Grapes?
Crepes.
Oh, crepes. No, crepes aren't every man's thing.
I like French crepes.
The best crepes I ever had was actually in Tokyo. I went out there. They had a food truck out there with crepes, and they filled it with like ice cream and all sorts of stuff. It was amazing. Yeah, sure.
I've tried sea salt.
If I do last couple here.
With Nintendo in the state they are at the moment, how do you think the Wii U is going to pan out, and do you think there's future for
Say it again?
Nintendo?
One more time.
With the way Nintendo are going at the moment, how do you think the Wii U is going to pan out with the games that are coming up, and do you think that it's sort of a...
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yes.
Or do you want what every Nintendo fan wants?
No, I want honest opinion.
I think they should scrap it and just start over. That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I think I think Nintendo should make games for Nintendo. And the only reason, let's just be honest, right? Who here owns a third-party game for your Wii U? What? Okay. Great. Who here? Let's break this down real quick. Raise your hand if you own a Wii U. Raise your hand if you own a game not made by Nintendo for your Wii U. Okay. Raise your hand. See, that dropped pretty drastically. Raise your hand if you bought your Wii U just for a Nintendo game. Okay. Raise your hand if you. This is a good question. Raise your hand if you bought if any third-party game is from Ubisoft.
Let's see.
Okay. EA.
It was Shovel Knight for their Iron Man game.
Well, okay. All right. Yeah, Shovel Knight's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like, I think the thing is, it's just one of those things where Nintendo makes really great games, and they kind of got lucky with the Wii. They got really lucky, and they did very well. And but if you look at the bookends of the Wii, outside of the Wii, it's the GameCube, which had a couple great games that Nintendo made, right? Smash, Pikmin, right? Luigi's Mansion. Some would say sucks, but it's okay, right? And then they had the Wii, which was acceptable and was really great. Was very novel, right? Everybody had that Christmas where they played the Wii with their parents and their grandparents, and they got together. And the what?
And their drunk grandma.
And the drunk grandma, absolutely. Everybody had that Christmas.
Everybody does.
But, and also, like, when did you turn your Wii U on after the first like Christmas? When a Nintendo game came out, right? When Mario Galaxy 2 came out, right? And then the Wii U came out, and nobody knew what the hell they were selling. Nobody knew what it was. It's the worst named console in history, aside from the Xbox One. But you know, but still, games sell consoles. End of story, right? And if Nintendo would make way more money if they, not from a handheld perspective, stick with it with 3DS, stick with the handhelds, but from a console game perspective, if they just became a developer. That's just my 2 cents. So.
Yeah, but you know Nintendo are never going to let that happen.
They'll never know. It'll never happen. But that's why I don't run Nintendo. Right? That's why Iwata still runs Nintendo.
Yeah, but at the same time, in my opinion, the Wii U is the only decent next-gen console. Because
But
it
that's
is a
a wrap
console.
up.
No, the PS1, the PS4 and the Xbox One are not consoles, they're PCs. The Wii U is the only console.
I see what you're saying, you know, but at the end of the day, who plays games on what? You know,
Nintendo.
You can argue verbiage all you want, right? But at the end of the day, people buy games for their Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, right? You know, if you want just a video game console, yeah, Wii U's great. But if you want something that does more, then probably going for PlayStation.
I think that's arguable because the next gen consoles don't. My PS3 does more than my Xbox One and PS4 does.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I've had an Xbox One sitting in my garage literally since the day it came out, and it's not open. I actually tried to take it back to Walmart, and they wouldn't take it.
The only time my Xbox One gets used is when I take it to events for the console section.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are like the best things in the world, right? I think they're okay. You know, I think they have some cool features, but for me, the best console ever made, straight video games, will always be Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you just look you can put those games in today and still just have a great time with them. Now, they're not going to be super rich experiences, you know, outside of like your Final Fantasies and some RPGs, but they're just fun video games. Like, they're just fun. They're games.
The Super Nintendo has some of the best RPGs that are ever released.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. So, all right, let's finish up the last. What's up?
What's your favorite Weird Al album?
Oh, that's a good one. All of them.
Yes. Pick one.
Probably Eat It. Yeah, probably Eat It. Yeah, and I know a lot of people like Smells Like Nirvana, but
Off the Deep End.
And sorry, that's right. Yeah, Off the Deep End. But yeah, I'd probably just go with Eat It. There's so many classics on that. Like a little backstory on that. I know we gotta clear out for the next thing, but yeah, I used to have a VHS tape of all the Weird Al music videos, and I watched that like all the time, right? And even when I'm like in a shitty mood or I just need to pick me up, I go back and I'll watch like Weird Al videos on YouTube. Like I watch any video he does. He's like my pick me up. Like Weird Al to me is like total inspiration. Like, I think he's crazy talented, and the fact that he has been relevant for 30 years doing what he does is amazing. So good on him. Good on him. So that was like the highlight of my interview life, interviewing Weird Al. Like I've never been starstruck interviewing anybody, but like Weird Al was like, oh my god. and the thing is like, so they were doing a anniversary of UHF up in Tulsa, which is about a 5-hour drive north, and we heard he was going to be there. So we set up this interview and such, and it was like only fitting. My brother heard about it, and he's like, oh, Weird Al's gonna be there, maybe we can do an interview. I was like, okay, I'll set it up. He's like, what? He didn't he was just kind of bullshitting, and I was like, I'll take care of it. So I set it up, and but I felt it, like we needed to do it together, right? And in that video, like we both interviewed him, but I felt like that for me was very important, that me and my brother interviewed Weird Al, this guy who like shaped our youth like together, and you can tell like in that video we're both just like like if we walked in, like it's kind of like when I picked up Inafune at the airport yesterday. That was just like is this really happening? Like, wow, that's really cool. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me for an hour.
Oh man, they're not back yet. Are they back yet? No, they're not. Success.
Spike it in the end zone.